doing a brief summary of the first 4 chapters of the book Film Art for Film and Video course. I'm going to be doing the first chapter. I believe Victor is in the second chapter, Rachel is in the third chapter, and Patrick Summers is the last chapter. So basically from the first chapter, it enhanced my knowledge of film because I got to see everything that goes into making a film and just the difference between film as an art and film as a business. And I believe this chapter is going to empower our production crew because now that we have an idea of what goes into film, we can actually make a movie better. And I believe it's going to help my role as a scriptwriter because now that I know all the stages that goes into writing a screenplay, I can actually write a screenplay in those stages, make all my rough drafts, make any corrections that need to be made, so that by the end of it all, the movie comes out great. And what I discovered in this chapter that surprised me was basically how much goes into the shooting process alone, like how many people work on it, like the assistant directors, the dialogue coach, just everybody that goes into shooting a film. It's almost ridiculous. So I'm just going to do a brief summary of my chapter. The chapter was like an introduction to the book. Basically, it covered everything that's going to be covered in the book, like the 3 phases of filmmaking, production, distribution, and exhibition. And it basically explained all 3 phases and what goes into them. And one thing that was mentioned in the book was that to appreciate film as an art, you have to take into account the organization of the story and the way like the parts fit together. A movie isn't just any random thing, it's made up of different patterns that come together. And I also learned that the main difference between film as an art and business is that film as a business, you think of it as trying to sell to the mass audience, to people who are going to come watch the movie. But as an art, you think of everything that goes into the actual movie, like the form and the shots that's going to be used, and everything that's going to make the movie interesting to the audience. So I'm going to move over to Victor for the second chapter.
The second chapter of film art is about form, and briefly, form is the various segments of the film that the film writer is going to consider to make the film interesting and eye-catching, and to make sure that it does not just end up on the shelf. People will be interested in watching it for the number of hours it takes. So this form has, the chapter about form has enhanced my knowledge of film because now I know that without narration, carefully crafted narration, and without some camera angles where you can see the shots, the differences in the shots, the music and the side shows, and how in the film writing the plot is sometimes hidden, comes in the middle, comes towards the last. Without all these techniques, a film is just one lengthy storytelling that can be boring. This will empower my role as a director because now it means I have to ensure that the narration, the shots, the music that has to go in there, the environment where it's going to be taken, and the feelings of the people who are going to watch. I'll put myself in the mind, in the scenario of the viewer, to see that if it was me, would I like to watch this film? And this chapter will make me arrange in a neat way where every shot is going to be taken and what kind of effect that the movie has to elicit from the viewers. What I discovered that surprised me, nothing much, but I was a bit amazed at how film writing is very similar to book writing. So people, because we are more into books, we realize that a boring book you can tell by the form, even the way the book is put together, the cover, the preface, the chapter, the first chapter. If it is boring, then the other chapters will not be boring as well. So in the movie, now I know that I have to, from the beginning, I have to choose my screens very well. I have to choose my shots very well to make sure that everything is interesting and comes together as a whole into one interesting movie. Now I'll move on to narrative, brought by Rachel.
So basically, the form is why people actually want to watch the movie more or less.
Yes.
What gives them captivated?
Yes, the movie is not. The movie is the format, for example, but the movie is in that makes people glued onto the screen for 2 hours. Now to Rachel, please.
Okay. I do the narrative as a formal system. In this chapter, it shows about the 4 parts of narrative as a formal system. They are principles of narrative construction, the flow of story information, the classical Hollywood cinema, and narrative form in Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane has been as much to isolate these concepts as to analyze this film narrative. This chapter enhances narrative form in my film knowledge. Narrative form is very common in fictional film, and it can appear in all other basic types. Also, in this chapter, it gives us 2 examples about the classical Hollywood cinema and Citizen Kane. The author used these 2 examples to help these readers learn knowledge of film better. Narration presents a basically objective story reality against which various degrees of perceptible of metal subjectively can be measured. In my opinion, narration is the soul of the film and the leaders of production crew. Therefore, without a good narration, production crew cannot produce a good film. My role is to be a camera. This chapter looks like the works of scriptwriter. It seems to not have any connections with camera. However, this chapter can help camera how to capture the scenes and understand the script. This chapter surprised me that it shows me what narration it is, and Newton narrative analyze sometimes will not follow the categories of cause, effect, story, plots, differences, motivations, progressions from opening and closing, and narrational range of depth in the exact order. Narration can have many forms and not all as same as the formal system. Now let's move to chapter 4.
Okay, chapter 4 is based on the shot. This chapter has enhanced my knowledge of the film by allowing me to understand the function of the shot. I learned different techniques and understood different ways of enhancing a shot. Different effects such as lighting, staging, plot, timing, narrative functions, the form and the movements all play a large role in the shot. This chapter will empower my production crew on the film that we produce in this course by allowing us to understand different concepts of taking the shot. The shot will be used widely in the film we are producing, so this chapter had a great benefit towards me and my group. As a role of a producer, it allows me to utilize the skills I learned in the chapter. Some skills I learned from the chapter are the effectiveness of space, staging, timing, shooting, the props, lighting, setting, plot, and costume and makeup designs. And something I discovered in this chapter that surprised me was the essentials for taking a great shot. I also learned the history behind taking a shot and the realism, and I found out that realism is one of the goals for taking the shot. Thank you.
Basically, in summary, chapter 1 was just filmmaking in general, and chapter 2 was the form, which is what keeps you glued to the screen for the length of the movie, I guess. Chapter 3 was the narrative, which is basically the story and how it's written. And chapter 4 was the shots. Great.
Yeah, when we come to the narrative, like think I realized that by the way Rachel explained the narrative part, narrative is a very strong form, especially for documentaries. Because documentaries can be interesting not just by viewing, but by what the narrator is explaining. Yeah. All right. Thank you, team.